Well, here we are, America. Welcome to the 21st century's first. Welcome. Fuck. I'm so fucking discombobulated, you guys. What the fuck happened? What happened? Oh my god. I just had to record something real quick because there's just so much rattling around my head right now. I mean, on the podcast, we called it a long time ago. I don't know what happened. Xenophobia, sexism. If you're, I feel like this was maybe the last gasp of people who are very afraid as their privilege starts to drain away, And I fit that demographic, by the way. I'm a white guy, middle class. But it's difficult to understand voting in such a way. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have the balance of powers to preserve us, And I hope that they really come into play here, though. With the Republican Congress, it's tough. We'll have to take things as they come and watch as things proceed, but it's hard to say what to expect at this point. It's a fucking hell of a morning, and it was a hell of a night. I'm hoping that, as some of my friends like to say, I'm hoping that they take Trump on the secret elevator beneath the White House soon and give him the lowdown on how the world actually works and how limited his power actually is. But it's disappointing this morning that we're even here. It's disappointing how we're going to look in the world. He's so unpredictable, which in a way I can understand why that appeals to people. I can understand that. But it's also just damn scary given who he's shown he is. I have real sympathy this morning for people, unlike myself, for Muslims in this country, for women, for the LGBTQ community, and many, many, many more. For people with disabilities, for God's sakes. Trump ran on a campaign of fear, a campaign of I'm normal, you're not, a campaign that derided all those groups I just mentioned. And that's just not America as I see it. I don't know what this other America is. It's scary, it feels very strange, and I'm very much disappointed in my country this morning. And I wouldn't consider myself a patriot, but I do have a real respect for the idea of this country. We've done a lot of bad shit. There's no use in not facing it. But we stand for great things. And I just don't know where we're going after today. If you didn't vote last night, I'm pissed at you. I am pissed at you. But that was your choice. However, I hope you see now that that's not a wise choice. You must vote. It's your right. A lot has been sacrificed so that you could. Midterms are going to be really important, so pay attention to that. I know no one ever does, including myself, but this year, damn it, I'm going to make a resolve to do that. Democrats appear to already be looking to 2020, and that's probably a good thing. Third party, if you voted third party, I sympathize with you in a way. I feel that the country deserves to have a third party. We ought to have, third, fourth, whatever party. We ought to be more active than just Republicans and Democrats. We ought to have more diversity of voices out there. However, last night, it just wasn't. I don't think it was quite the time to vote that way, and that's my opinion. I have friends that definitely did, and I respect their opinion. But Hillary, though I have real respect for her, I don't know that she was a great candidate ever. She certainly was hugely qualified, but there was a palpable mistrust of her that was, somewhat gendered, I think, and somewhat not. I think certainly the next woman who runs for president, maybe Michelle Obama, that would be pretty dope. Maybe the next woman who runs for president, hopefully in the next election, we can talk more about, is there a certain part of the population that just won't vote for her because she's a woman? And I think that exists. There's no use in not facing that. There are certain people who, and there are certain women, not just men, there are certain women that won't vote for a female president, which I think is completely backwards, of course. But I think it went a little deeper with Hillary. I think you can make the argument that some people didn't vote for her strictly because she's a woman. I also think you can make the argument that people didn't vote for her because she's Hillary Clinton, and she is sort of massively disliked. I've been talking about Russia on the show a little bit, and I'm not going to go into a whole paranoid thing here, but you do have to recognize that Moscow got involved, their espionage got involved, to release documents and things like that. Now, it's great that information came out. It's great to know, it's great to be able to sit on WikiLeaks. And by the way, there's nothing stopping you from looking at WikiLeaks. You can go look at it anytime you damn well please. This isn't China, though I have a great respect for that country's history. But, Russia certainly played a role here, and that is odd, and that is concerning. Who knows if we've done the same? We probably have. We've certainly influenced elections abroad. We've certainly put people in power over the years, and made situations horribly, horribly worse. I have to try to be optimistic this morning, but I don't know that I can muster much. But there's no running from it. Donald Trump is the next president. Listening to NPR this morning, it looks like Hillary might have won the popular vote, which would be amazing. I've sort of felt for a long time that removing the Electoral College and deciding elections completely based on the popular vote would not be a bad thing. Seems to make sense. The numbers add up. If more people voted for one candidate than the other, booyah, they won. So I don't know. I don't think this will be a contested election, but if she does win the popular vote, that is significant in some ways. It's a time to reflect, folks. It's a time to sit back and think about our choices, think about what this means or doesn't mean. It's time to think about how we want to see American politics go over the next decade, or more. People my age, millennials, I heard in some reports last night that we didn't vote that much, and that's fucked, guys. You gotta vote. You gotta vote. None of this not voting out of protest. I won't have it. I just won't have it. Even if you don't love who you're voting for, you must vote. Don't disappoint me, generation. This impacts you. It impacts everyone. And even if you don't feel it directly yourself, it certainly impacts others directly. It's going to impact if Trump... Whoa, I'm sitting at a piano right now, by the way. If Trump can do what he says he wants to do, it's certainly going to impact Muslims. It is certainly going to impact refugees. There's really no denying that. It's going to impact immigrants in a huge way. So Let's try to get off this xenophobia tip, America. Let's try to get off this sexist tip. Let's try to get off of this fucking selfishness, you know. Let's try to have a bit of empathy for those not like us this morning as much as we can. Stay strong, America. Fuck. Stay strong and hang in there. At least we've got plenty of jokes for the next 4 years. If nothing else, last night was very good for comedy. And we'll be bringing you some soon. And now some gentle piano playing to help us relax. Minor key seems appropriate.